So today in math, you're going to be doing a little bit of review because we've done this with multiplication, but now we're going to try it with addition and subtraction. And the goal of the activity is to help you write the first step question in a two-step word problem. So today there is a little focus on solving the problem, but the main focus is trying to figure out what's the first step in that two-step problem. So the first example we have is number 1. The orchard has 8 rows of apple trees. There are 7 rows with 6 apple trees and 1 row with 4 apple trees. How many apple trees are in the orchard? So we've got a lot of numbers here and a lot of information. The first thing you should do for all of these questions is start with the first step, which is, what is the first step question? As in, what's the very first thing you need to solve before you can solve the main question down here? And in this case, the first thing you need to solve is how many apple trees are in the 7 rows. Okay, so for our question, we would say, how many apple trees in 7 rows? Okay, so that's your first step question. Notice that it's actual words. It's a question. It's not just an equation. Okay, now that we have that first, now we can solve it. The next step is write the answer to that question. So how many apple trees are in the 7 rows? Well, there are 7 rows with 6 apple trees. 7 times 6. The answer to 7 times 6 is, drumroll please, 42. Okay, now that we know the answer to the first step, now we can then solve the second question, the actual question in the problem, which says, how many apple trees are in the orchard? A lot of students get confused and think the answer is this. But if you do that, you've forgotten the second step, which is 1 row with 4 apple trees, which of course would be 4. So to solve this equation, you'd need to add this plus this, 42 plus 4, and your answer would be 46 trees. Don't forget your unit. Okay, so for every single problem in this lesson, you're going to need to have a written question like this with the answer next to it, and then finally the answer for the second step of the question for every single problem on these 2 pages. Tomorrow, we'll help you get more comfortable writing the equation so you don't have to write this first step question in words every time. Instead, you'll do it in an equation form.